Welcome to Ecstatic Yoga. I am Grace. We just had to move from our outdoor location to our indoor location because my neighbor was working on his truck, but that's life. Can't sweat small stuff. So we are gonna continue our warrior flow here. We're gonna start from the beginning. This is week 9. Our focus is on the Anahata chakra as well as the Manamaya kosha, this mental body, this emotional body that are very connected. So we're witnessing our thoughts, we're noticing our state of mind, we're noticing that we're empowered around our state of mind. It is not us, we are the consciousness that witnesses it. And those thoughts are thought streams that come through, and they can deeply affect the emotions. That's why we want to be mindful of them. And we truly, at the end of the day, get to choose those thoughts that we bring our attention to, those thought streams that we direct the attention to. And we can direct our attention to different thoughts if the thoughts we're noticing aren't inspiring us. It's how empowered we are. It's not always easy. Trust me, I know. I'm also a human being. It's not always easy, but we're getting more and more skillful. It's a practice. That's why it's called a practice. So let's take a moment. We're going to do a short grounding because this is going to be more of an analytic practice than a practice. We're just showing some nice modifications in a warrior flow. So closing the eyes and drawing the attention inward, feeling the earth connected, your body connected to that earth plane. Taking a few mindful breaths, simple breath awareness. Centering yourself first in the body, the Manomaya kosha, this physical aspect of your being. Scanning the body. And diving in a little deeper into that Manomaya kosha. The Pranamaya kosha, We'll go into the energy body first and then the Manomaya kosha. And diving now into that Manomaya kosha, that deeper inner body, sources from your heart. It's inside of you. And allowing whatever is arising to arise, whatever thoughts, whatever emotions. Simply noticing. Not judging whatever we're processing in this moment. And releasing that focus and bringing your focus to an intention you like to create. And visualizing that intention, having it always in the positive and imagining that it's happening right now, present moment. I have peace. I have happiness. I have deep contentment. I have the career of my dreams, a relationship, whatever it is. And feel those emotions, that emotional benefit that you really, truly want. And releasing that intention with a this or better, this or better, this or better. And let's come up to a standing position. Let's move this camera a little bit. Perfect. All right, so let's shake out the body a little bit. Just shake it out. Shake out the arms, the shoulders. Releasing what no longer serves. Shaking the body out. Beautiful. Let's do some circles with the hips. Noticing the sensation and making sure to go both ways. Gone one way, begin to go the other way. And keep that breath flowing. And this is a standing pose. We're going to be modifying a little bit, but if you ever need to come out of a pose at any time, this is your practice. Honor your practice, coming out at any time you need. Ever you move into any pain, always back off. We're working at a 7. So if you took a rubber band and you stretched it way out, we're not going there. That's like a 10. If you had it loosey-goosey, on a couch potato style, that's not what we're doing either. We're kind of just creating a little bit of tension so the body can gently open, gently build strength, flexibility, and agility, balance over time. Takes time. It's a practice. And let's tap that thymus. Wake that thymus up. Beautiful job. Beautiful. All right, let's begin our practice, our analytic practice. So with a warrior 2, the hips are always facing forward here, and we have a nice wide stance. The first way we can modify that is to narrow that stance. So if you have students that are beginners, you can invite them to narrow the stance. This makes it a more restorative, easier beginner practice. But we want the same foundation. We always set the foundation first, so the back foot is anywhere from 35 degrees from that back mat. Front foot is pointing 90 towards the front of the mat. And we're bend the knee. Now, if you're narrowing the stance, if it's too narrow, that knee can very easily go over the ankle. That's when you're going to want to widen the stance so that the knee is just over the ankle or a little behind. And of course, again, hips are facing me, and we're going to bring those arms out and gaze out over those front fingertips and engage the bandhas and breathe. Now we're going to go through this flow with a little modification, narrowing the stance. And then on the second flow, we're going to go down into low warrior, where we actually drop the knee. We move into that. So we'll go through that round on the second round. And on the next inhale, dropping the back hand to the back leg. Front arm comes up, reaching up into Viparita Virabhadrasana, a reverse warrior. And that knee can be bent over the ankle. You can also straighten it if you want. And engage the bandhas and breathe. And one more nice deep breath, reaching up. And then on the exhale, you're going to bring this arm to very gently rest on the thigh. You can have that arm straight out. A lot of little options. You can have it behind the back. Back arm is going to go up and alongside the body. So find your variation. And remembering, if it's too much, you can narrow that stance and make it easier for you. Engage the bandhas and breathe. You can gaze up at the fingers or keep the head in alignment with the spine. And one more nice deep breath, inhaling, reaching up into the fingertips. Exhaling, we're going to straighten that front leg. We're moving into our triangle. And so we're already hinged over a little bit with our side angle. So we're just going to continue to hinge down, bringing that hand down. And now you can always use blocks here. This is where blocks are very helpful. Coming down to a block, important thing with your triangle is that you're in one plane. You're not leaning the torso and we're back. We want to have the whole body in one plane. And the shoulders are stacked. Engage those bandhas and breathe. And again, you can look up at the fingertips for a little twist in the cervicals and the neck, or you can keep the head in alignment with the spine. On the next inhale, we're going to reach up into the extended fingertips and exhale that hand down to the block or the floor. And we're going to move into Viparita Trikonasana, revolve triangle. And you can adjust the foundation. That back foot can come more 90 degrees like the front. And I have my right foot forward, so I'm going to be twisting away from you as I raise the right arm up. One more nice deep breath, reaching up, and then exhaling down. And you can use 2 blacks because we're moving into our pyramid. And resting down. And this is a nice restorative pose, bringing our focus to the heart, that Anahata chakra, our focus this week. And our focus is self-study with our niyamas, going inward, studying the texts and the information that inspires us. One more breath here. Then on your next inhale, we're going to come up. Remember, you can narrow that stance to make it easier for you. You can come up to the knees for balance first, then come all the way up. The knee is going to be bent over the ankle. I'm in a pretty narrow stance for me. And those hips, we're going to square to face the small edge of that mat. And then you can bring those arms up. And there's a lot of variations with the arms. You bring the arms behind the back. You can bring the arms out wide, up close, back. And one more breath here. And your next posture, our next pose is going to be the warrior 3. So you can either flow right into it or take a nice step with the back foot. Create your balance, bring all that weight into the standing foot, and then hinge forward. And it's nice to be able to flex that foot. The arms can come out in front or out to the side. You can use a chair or a wall to help you balance. And one more breath here. And then on your next exhale, coming down. And we're face forward. And again, your star can be very, very wide, but a nice modification to make it a little more yin is to bring it in a narrower stance. And we have 5 lines of energy in the star. It's all coming from our solar plexus. First 2 lines go down the legs, pressing the feet into the earth. Next 2 lines go out the arms and fingertips. And that 5th line goes straight up through the crown, engaging those bandhas and breathe. And one more breath. Feeling those 5 lines of energy. Beautiful. And we're going to move into goddess. So we can Bring those heels in and point those feet out a little bit because we're going to bend the knees and the knees are going to go over the feet. Now with a nice modified goddess, we're going to be a very low squat. This is a very low squat for me. You can go down very high squat. This would be very low for me. And this would be very high. And then even more. And I'm usually somewhere around here. But with a modification, today we're going to do a nice high, easier squat. And those hands can come and face in, face out. You do lots of different things with your hands. Engage the bandhas and breathe. Heart is open. That Anahata chakra we're focusing on this week. One more breath. Beautiful. And bringing the hands on the waist, coming up. And we're going to tilt that pelvis forward a little bit, tailbone sticking out. As we hinge into wide leg forward folds, you can keep the same nice narrower stance to make it easier. Or if you want to go wider, you can come down to a block. And relaxing for a couple breaths in just a simple wide leg forward fold. Beautiful job. And while we're in this wide leg forward fold, we can do a little stretch side to side, bending one knee as you extend the opposite leg, keeping that breath flowing. And coming back to center. And we're going to lift the head first. Lifting the heart, and hinging all the way back up. Let's move into our flow on the other side. Finding your stance, a nice narrow stance if you like. Front foot is pointed 90 degrees. That's my left leg now. This back thigh is engaged in a nice little thigh loop here. Hips are facing me. And we're going to bring the arms out and turn the head to gaze out over those front fingertips. Engage the bandhas and breathe. One more breath here. And your next inhale, back arm on the back leg, front arm reaching up, open heart. Engage the bandhas and breathe. Next, deep inhale, reaching up into the extended fingertips, and on the exhale, swooping that hand to gently rest on that front thigh, back arm alongside the body. Feeling that line of energy from the back leg up and out, the extended fingertips. And breathe. Find your modification, whether you need to narrow the stance. You can find a modification for the hands. And one more breath. Beautiful. Next inhale, we're going to straighten that front leg. We're going to move into our Trikonasana. So we're going to hinge down to this block. It's a nice modification, finding the stance that works for you, knowing you can bring that a little closer to make it easier. And extended fingertips coming up. Be gazing up at the fingertips or keeping the head in alignment with the spine. Engage the bandhas and breathe. Next inhale, reaching up. And exhale, bringing that hand down. We're going to let's move into a little pyramid for just a breath or two. You can adjust that back foot, the foundation if you like. Bring it a little more 90 degrees to the front of the mat. Then we'll move into our revolved triangle. So I have my right hand on the block as I twist away from you and bring the left arm up. And engage those bandhas and breathe. One more breath. And on your next exhale, coming down back into your pyramid and resting in the heart here, bringing some attention and energy into the heart chakra, the Anahata chakra. The next inhale coming up, and we're going to move into our warrior one. So you can narrow that stance if you want to make it a little easier. It's nice coming up nice and slowly. You can come up to the knee and the thigh and jump nice and slowly, bringing those arms up if you like. You can have the hands down if you like. You can have the hands into a nice high lunge if you like for your warrior one. We're going to show you a more floor option on the next round. We're finding your option here, squaring those hips, knee right over the ankle. Engage the bandhas and breathe. You want to add a little back bend, you can do that. Hands can be straight up, you can be out. One more breath. Beautiful. As we move into warrior three, taking that step, you can just flow right into it, or you can take a step, take a moment to ground your energy and your weight into this left standing leg now. And then I have a nice modification, natural one, I don't know if it'll reach or not, is that wall. So you can hinge forward. And if you have a wall or a chair, my wall doesn't really reach. And breathe. One more breath. And coming down on the exhale. Beautiful job. And we're going to move through this flow again, this time with even more modifications. This is a modification round if you have someone who's a very beginner, maybe someone who has an injury, who is older and isn't as agile. These are some modifications that you can make. So we begin bringing it down a little bit. So we have the ability to drop the knee. So if I'm working into my warrior two, Virabhadrasana 2, this low, I would have the knee up, knee still right over the ankle, but I'm resting this knee down. Still bringing those hands out, both parallel to the floor and turning the head to gaze out over the fingertips. And engage the bandhas and breathe. One more breath. On your next inhale, we're going to drop the back arm to the back leg and reach that front arm up in our reversed warrior Viparita Virabhadrasana. Heart is open, facing the heavens. Engage the bandhas and breathe. Your next inhale, reaching up. And on the exhale, coming down, and we can still come onto that front leg. And an option, if anyone has any knee issues, is to have a blanket under the knee. It's always an option whenever any of your students are down on their knees. So you can rest that arm on the leg and bring that up into a nice modified side angle. Engage the bandhas and breathe. One more breath. Beautiful. And move into a nice modified triangle. Now, there's a few ways we can do this. We can straighten this leg and bring the arms down like this. That's one way. We're adding a twist, so we can also be in our lunge and add a twist this way. So find the modification that you enjoy. Let's engage those bandhas and breathe. One more nice deep breath, reaching up. Beautiful. And next inhale, reaching into the fingertips. And on the exhale, bringing that hand down to the mat, moving into your pyramid. You can just relax down, keeping that back knee on the mat and bringing that energy into the heart, that love into the heart. Beautiful. We move into our revolved triangle. And we are going to keep this left hand rooted on the earth. Twist away from me. Bringing the right arm up into a nice revolved triangle. Engage the bandhas and breathe. Beautiful. Inhale, reaching up. And exhale, bringing that hand down. Beautiful job. And we move into, you can take a moment in our pyramid for just a breath. And inhaling, we move into our Virabhadrasana 1. So bending that knee so it's right over the ankle. Lower leg is still on the floor. And we're facing the small edge of the mat, the short edge of the mat. And coming up into your Warrior 1, Virabhadrasana 1. And you can add a little back bend. Fingertips can touch. Hands can be out wide. Be goddess. Be straight up. And one more nice deep breath. Beautiful. And then on your exhale, bring those hands down. And with modification, for our warrior, our star and our warrior. We're going to move into a nice wide leg forward fold. One of the benefits when you go into your wide leg poses is that stretch on the legs and the opening. So we'll move into a star here. Legs are wide, arms are out, engaging all those bandhas. Mula Bandha, pelvic floor up, engaged and up. Uddiyana Bandha, engaged and up. And Jalandhara Bandha, chin comes in, tongue is on the roof of the mouth. And breathe. We move in now to our goddess. And you can keep the feet out wide, just bend those arms, or you can bend those knees up a little for your goddess. Open heart, engage the bandhas and breathe. One more breath. Beautiful, relaxing down. And we'll move into our wide leg forward fold. And so we can inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, begin to hinge forward. Finding your edge, your leg, back leg muscles, and your body saying, that's a good enough. And let's engage the bandhas. Take a nice deep breath in. Deep inhale, and on your exhale, see if you can hinge just a little bit deeper. And then allow that spine to round as you bring the arms out and relax in your wide leg forward fold. And bring in that love into the heart. Focus on the Manamaya Kosha, whatever emotions arise. Wherever our state of mind is, the thoughts we're entertaining. Simply noticing. And next inhale, we can come over to one side. And massage that foot. Feel all the beautiful sensations. Taking a few breaths here. And then moving over to the other side. And coming back to center and hinging up. Beautiful job. And we're going to move back into our warrior flow so we can get up onto a knee. And bend that front knee. I have my left foot front now, knees bent over the left foot. This is a nice modification, bringing the arms out and turning the head to gaze out over the fingertips. Engage those bandhas and breathe. One more breath. Next inhale, dropping the back arm to the back leg and reaching that arm up into your reverse warrior. Opening the heart. Engage the bandhas and breathe. Next inhale, reaching up into the fingertips, and on the exhale, swooping that arm to rest gentle on that front thigh, or have it straight out, and moving the back arm alongside the body and a nice side angle. This is my preference here. Cupping that hand like there's a little bit of water in it. Engage the bandhas and breathe, and you can gaze up at the fingertips if you like, or keep the head in alignment with the spine. One more nice deep breath. Reaching into the fingertips. Beautiful. And straightening that front leg out. And we can move into our Trikonasana triangle modified. And again, you can gaze up at the fingers or keep the head in alignment with the spine. Engage those bandhas and breathe. Last inhale, reaching into the fingertips. And exhale, coming down, moving into your pyramid here on this side. And next inhale, coming up, we move into our revolved triangle. My right hand is rooted into the earth. I'm going to twist away from you as I lift the left arm up. And breathe. Inhaling, reaching into the fingertips. And exhaling those hands back down into a nice pyramid pose. Next inhale, coming up. Bringing that knee so it's right over the ankle. And moving into our modified warrior one. And remembering you can nice back bend. Fingertips together, parallel, apart. One more breath here. Beautiful. And bringing the hands down. And we're going to come down to a seated position. Let's do a couple floor stretches. Start with our Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet are together. Wrapping the hands around the feet. You can open those feet up like you're opening up a book. I naturally just open up and flap those butterfly wings. And slowing down and coming to a stop and bringing those legs down to the earth as you extend the spine. 2 lines of energy. Legs pressing into the earth, the spine and the skull reaching up towards the heavens. Engage those bandhas and then hinge forward on your exhale. Noticing all the beautiful sensations. Finding your edge, taking a nice deep inhale on your edge. And on the exhale, hinging forward just a little bit more. And then rounding the spine, bringing the hands to the earth, and honoring that heart. Bringing the love and the energy into the heart. Focus on the heart. And that emotional body, and that mental emotional body. And Manamaya Kosha. Beautiful. And then coming up, your next inhale. And we're going to do a balancing bear and a bridge while we're right here. And the nice modification for balancing bear is just doing one leg at a time. So we can have both heels on the earth, on the mat. Find that distance from you that feels comfortable. And you can just move one leg at a time out. And you can move that leg a little wider or bring it a little closer in towards the body. Gazing forward, noticing sensations. Aware, mindful of that Manamaya Kosha. What are the thought streams that are streaming through your consciousness? And on the exhale, bringing that leg down, the left leg down, and we'll bring the other leg, or mine is the right, out. And again, feeling the sensations, finding some gentle movements that feel good for you. Engage the bandhas and breathe. One more breath here. And on the exhale, coming down. And I invite you, if you like, to move into the full balancing bear, lifting both heels up off the earth and opening both legs at the same time. Or you can just continue to go side to side. And if you're in the full pose, find a drishti, a point in front of you you can gaze at to help your balance. Engage the bandhas and breathe. One more breath. Beautiful. And with boat, our modification is half boat. If you want to make it a little easier for your students that might be beginners, they can just balance on these sits bones and bring those legs halfway up. Parallel to the shins are parallel, the calves and shins are parallel to the earth. And if boat is in your pose, moving into a fully extended boat. Engage the bandhas and breathe. One more breath. And when you come out, you can come up into half boat again, and then releasing down. And then scoot to the front of the mat, move into some spinal rocks. Feeling all that nice sensation on the spine, kidneys. And coming down onto your back. Beautiful job. And we're going to move into our releases. Finding that hula, knees are up, feet are on the earth. Everything's flat on the earth and just swiveling those hips. Feeling the sensation. Keeping the breath flowing. And coming back to center, moving into your hip pointers, pointing one hip at a time up towards the sky. Noticing all the beautiful sensations in that Annamaya kosha, the energy and the Pranamaya kosha, and the mental emotional being. Just noticing. Deep flowing breaths. And coming back to center. We'll move into some cat-cow on the earth. I like to move into cat first because it's so easy just pressing the small of that back into the earth. And then your cow should be bringing that pelvis forward as you arch that lumbar spine off the back. Even if your back is on the mat, the spine is arched up and flowing back and forth from cat inflection of the spine and cow extension. Gauge the bandhas, bring in that nice flowing deep breaths, activating prana. And coming back to center. And let's keep those knees up, walk those feet wider. And let's drop one knee at a time into the center of the mat, releasing those hips. And one more time on either side. And coming back to center. We're going to walk those feet together. And let's drop the knees all the way over to one side or the other. Let's take a moment here, bring the arms out to the sides, gazing out over that opposite arm and fingertips, and just enjoy this nice deep twist for a couple breaths here. And beginning to lift that top leg up, nice and slowly bringing it over till you reach a nice Supta Baddha Konasana. The soles of the feet are together. The knees are both relaxing out wide. Taking a couple breaths here. And lifting that bottom leg and bringing it over to all the way to the other side. And when you get all the way to the other side, take a moment in this nice deep twist, bringing the arms out and gazing out over those opposite fingertips. And relax into this nice deep twist. And beginning again, lifting that knee up and finding maybe moving a couple more times side to side at your own pace, your own rhythm, basking in those beautiful sensations in the body. Maybe one more time on one more side. And finishing up. Bringing those knees into the chest, hugging those knees, rocking around, releasing and relaxing that lower back. And making any last poses that you'd like to do before we move into Savasana. Maybe you want to move into Happy Baby or Supta Baddha Konasana. Whatever it is that your body's feeling. And when you're ready, we're going to be moving into a little extended Savasana. So coming into a nice relaxation pose, Savasana pose, and taking care of your body. I'm going to sit up so I don't go too far out into Samadhi, and I can guide you appropriately. If you need to put a sweatshirt on or some socks or a sweatshirt or blanket over you or something under your knees, take this time now to get yourself really comfortable, a nice, comfortable position for a Samadhi, deeper relaxation as we move through the koshas. Feeling the earth underneath you. Feeling the support of the earth. supporting your physical Annamaya Kosha. Fully grounded in this physical body. Bringing your awareness to the feet, the toes, the ankles. The shin and the calves. Bring your awareness into the knees, the front, the back. All those ligaments and muscles attaching the knee. And the upper legs, calves and the hamstrings. Bring your awareness to the pelvic area, the sacrum. And bringing that awareness up through the body, the torso, the shoulders, front and back of the neck, the arms, the upper arms, the lower arms, the wrists, the palms, fingers, and the toes. And bringing awareness into the face, the ears, the nose, the eyes, feeling the Annamaya Kosha, the physical body, 360 degrees, front and back, right and left, upper and lower bodies. And taking a nice deep breath into the belly as you move into your Pranamaya Kosha, the energy body, this etheric body, non-physical and not visible to the eyes, the physical eyes. You may feel the heart beating, that pulsation inside of you. This beautiful energy body that sources from within you, expands throughout every cell and molecule in your body and around you. Taking a moment here to transition into the Manomaya Kosha, asking the divine of your understanding for help as you witness the thought streams. Noticing where your mental state of mind is. Move deeper into this Manomaya Kosha. Noticing the thoughts, also noticing the emotional body. It's a part of you. Basking in that nectar of emotions. And bringing your awareness now to the third eye. Focus concentration as you expand into this pure conscious awareness that is awake, alert, intelligent, to allow the consciousness to expand into this single point of meditation. All your focused attention on that brow, that point between the eyebrows, Ajna chakra. And allowing the consciousness to open up to pure life, meditative awareness. And as you rest in this Vijnanamaya Kosha, pure expanded awareness, Samadhi will take over very naturally. Basking in that meditative state of awareness. It's preparing the consciousness, knocking on that door. There is just oneness, where you become everything. Everywhere, everything. Knowing yourself as pure consciousness, mind. Pure conscious awareness. Everywhere, everything. Deep inner stillness and silence. And bringing your attention back to that third eye. Single point of focus. All your attention on the Ajna chakra, the third eye. Releasing that focus and dropping back into that Manamaya Kosha, checking in with the mental and emotional body as we begin our journey back to the Annamaya Kosha. Basking in the emotional nectar, feeling that kaleidoscope without even needing to label or judge, push anything away. Just allowing it to be. Basking in the heart. Taking a nice deep breath into the belly. As you begin to bring your awareness to the Pranamaya Kosha, the dynamic energy field inside your body. That pulsing, vibrating, moving of energy, trembling, tingling. All your focus on this inner aliveness. And bringing your awareness now back into the Annamaya Kosha, the physical body. Feel the earth underneath you, supporting you, holding you safely in this space and time. And beginning to wiggle the physical fingers and toes, stretching out the body. Coming back. And rolling over to one side or the other. Taking a nice deep breath here. And coming up to a seated position when you're ready. Once you're up to a seated position, bringing yourself back to that intention you set. And repeating it silently to yourself. Repeat it out loud, always in the present and positive. And diving into the visions and the emotions. And when you're ready, opening your eyes, and we'll close with the Namaste prayer. You can bring your hands in Anjali Mudra if you like. Let's see if I have a chant. Haven't done a chant in a while. Let's see if I have a chant that's here. Indo Maya ke unde ke aheya, Indo Maya ke ake. Indo Maya ke aheya, Inde Maya he. Inde Maya, Inde Maya, Inde Maya, hey. I honor the place in you in which the entire universe dwells. I honor the place in you which is of love, light, truth, and peace. When I am in that place in me, and you are in that place in you, we are one. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. I am Grace. Please check out ecstaticyoga.studio for more information on our yoga teacher trainings and retreats. Wishing you a most beautiful and most blessed day. Namaste.